You're listening to the Roma Miclat Show.
Kalinaw,
Kate here,
and Japs
of Lukso, Kape, Kakao at Espasyo.
We are encouraging everyone to buy from and support small local businesses.
And to all the coffee lovers of the Roma Miclat Show, here's a gift just for you. Enjoy free delivery anywhere in the Philippines when you buy 2 coffee origins from Lukso.
This is valid for the whole month of July 2020. Just message us on Instagram or Facebook to claim your free delivery. Order now at bit.ly/luxoph.
That's bit.ly/luxoph. Kape na ta!
Hello to all our listeners of the podcast show. You are listening to the Roma Miclat Show, and thank you for spending your day with us. I have Patricia with me all the way from India. Hey, girl.
Hi, everyone. Hey.
How are you?
I am doing awesome. This week was really good, and I had clients come in. And yeah, I mean, my mood is just off the charts, I should say. How are you doing, Roma? Thank you.
Doing great. Cannot complain.
That's awesome.
Wow, yes. I started to look forward to our recording day because I feel like I found a room where I can speak my mind and my heart with a friend. And at the same time, we get to share it to other people who experience the same thing. And I think this is what we need. Our mental health needed this. And for the longest time, I wanted to find a way to talk about things like this. And, those uncomfortable subjects and mistakes and feelings without being judged. And I wanted that for a long time. And that's why I'm grateful that we have this in our podcast. Sometimes I think that's the reason why people are not opening up is because they are afraid that, what if the other person on this conversation might change the way he or she thinks about me. If you're listening to the show, well, this podcast is a space for people who wanted a chance to be heard. And that's the reason why we are featuring brands, inspiring stories of people, and we'll listen to what they say and we'll listen to what they want to share to the world. But at the same time, this podcast is also your safe space. This is your safe place. And the fact that we can talk about anything, for me, it's just liberating.
And I truly, truly, truly appreciate you, Roma, because you took the courageous step to do this podcast. And now I feel the same way as you. I look forward to these meetings, to these chats, to just speak my mind out, knowing that no one is judging me, judging you. No one is, and we're not judging anyone else.
Yes.
And I just feel like this is absolutely a safe place. We're empowering people and we're empowering ourselves.
That is so true. So before we begin, allow us to first share your awesome messages after we publish our first 2 episodes together. That is the Can You Hear Me and the Dear Body episodes. So Patricia, can you help me read the comments?
Sure. You guys were so amazing. Lots and lots of love. Rajneesh, you said that you valued, respected, and expressed, and I think that's exactly what we did. And we also have Harshita talking about how she related to it, and she even listed it out, the things that we need to remind ourselves. She said that we have to remember the world doesn't revolve around us. And I really love that. I remember, Roma, you said that. And my friend
Yes.
Shantanu, Shantanu said that he thoroughly enjoyed the podcast. And he even said that I'm a superwoman. Oh, thank you.
You are.
And he said, oh, you guys. And he also said that he got a heavy dose of motivation. So this is for the Can You Hear Me? And he said he was motivated by that. And Jasmine, she said that she's so glad to know us both. And she said that we are a women inspiration. And she said listening to our podcast made her inspired and stronger. And she also blessed us. She said, may you grow stronger. And she said she loves the positive vibes that we sent to her and to others. And she says she's eagerly waiting for the next episode.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm getting emotional.
I
I'm getting
know.
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from my end, so this one is from at She Actually Can. She said,
Mhm.
love the ending, normalizing that we all have flaws, working on myself and also on the next generation, my kiddo especially. Yes, we dare to talk about these things, hoping, people to
Yeah.
make people realize that there is more than just physical attractiveness. And I told her that I think it should be our mission to be better examples to our younger generation. So, at least start with your circle first and then pay it forward. And then another one is Mally from the Philippines.
Yay. Hi, Mally.
Hi, Mally. She reposted her stories and then she put a caption, "Dear body, I love you." And we love that. She
Yes.
also sent us saying more power and she's excited to our next episode. Ditto, girl. Ditto.
Oh, so
Yes.
sweet.
And you mentioned Harshita earlier. Special mention to
Yeah.
Harshita. Girl, you're sending us so much positive vibes since day one, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And lastly, thank you, Kelly of Kelly Popster. Kelly underscore Popster. She said, I love it. I am inspired. I'm sure you will inspire many more people in the future. Can't wait for more. Sending you good vibes and kisses. Thank you. Sending warm hugs from Singapore and India.
Yay. Thank you, Kelly. This reminds
Yeah.
me of my best friend. She
Oh,
openly
yeah.
shared about how she felt from our podcast, Dear Body. And
Yes.
she said that she listened to this and she loved how we talked about our body insecurity and body image. She connected with us about growing up in an Asian society. She was able to relate
Yes.
to the topic about body shaming and bullying, and that it still happens in our society. And she
Mm-hmm.
said that I hope that people would stop body shaming and start appreciating one's body the way it's made. It has to start with ourselves and learning to self love and self care. It was like hashtag self love, hashtag self care. And she said she's looking forward to more.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Z. Thank you
Azee.
so much.
I love
Her
you,
name is
girl.
Azee.
Mwah. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Receiving your messages made us blush and a bit teary eyed.
So
Because we're
emotional
doing,
right now.
like,
Where is
yeah,
my
like I
tissue
said,
box?
like I said, girl, we must be doing something right here, Patricia. Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
Yeah, we know that the past two episodes have been a bit of, emotional for all of us, not just for the audience, but for us too. So today, for our episode, we decided to have something lighter, something more also educational, I would say. And we will talk about meditation. So, do you meditate, Patricia?
Absolutely, yes. And it's so important. And if you are out there, anyone who's listening, saying, I know meditation is good, but I'm not getting to it yet, you should definitely get to it.
Mm-hmm. When did you practice meditation? Were you already aware that, as a young child, I should meditate? Because I know kids right now, they are doing it. Some of them, especially if their parents are practitioners.
Yeah, so my parents were also big believers in meditation. And as children, it's really hard to sit still. We're always looking
Mm.
for when we can have
Yes.
a break, when can I play with my toys, or when can I go out and play with my friends. But we used to like come together as a family where we would talk to each other or collect our thoughts, or we would have a question presented to us. And what I'd like to say here and share here is that meditation looks different for everyone. There is no such thing as you have to meditate in this particular style, in this particular way, because the way that I was brought up and taught about meditation is that it's about being more aware of who you are. And then my parents taught it with encouraging Bible verses. So
Mhm.
as a child, I grew up memorizing Bible verses, especially ones that were encouraging and empowering to me. And every time I had a roadblock, or every time I was trying to find a new path in my life, I would find these Bible verses so relevant. And it just makes so much sense at that time. So that has become my way and my style of meditation. Journaling was huge for me. So I want to make a confession. I don't journal as much as I used to before, but back around like from 2011 to 2000, I want to say 2017, I was journaling regularly, like almost every day, or at least 3 to 4 times a week. Getting in touch with my emotions, putting all my frustration in paper, in my journal, writing it down. Sometimes I would just be frustrated and leave it at that. But that was so healthy for me because it was an outlet for what I was going through and what I was facing. And sometimes when my mood was better, I would like have a small motivational note to myself at the end of the, that day's journal. Or I would like write a prayer, if I was really like, God, in case you cannot hear my thoughts, or in case you're wondering what my thoughts are, let me spell it out. And like write a little prayer like, this is what I want, or this is what I'm confused about. And really just, so the whole idea of meditation for me is putting everything together. It's not just one element of sitting still or breathing, because that is also meditation for me. But I also associate it with writing down how I feel, or writing down some solutions for myself, or reinstating Bible verses that I've memorized, or writing a prayer. So all of these are meditation for me. Thinking of good things and thinking of good thoughts are also meditation for me. So I don't have a particular method or process or procedure where I say this is what meditation is. But for me, it's like broad, and that's how I perceive it. And I wouldn't change it, because that makes me who I am.
Well, that is so
What
good
about
because
you?
well, for me, I heard about it, but I started practicing meditation only in 2017. So this is something very new to me, and that was after I read Ariana Huffington's book called Thrive. So by the way, every now and then people will, the listeners will hear book references on the show because I love reading, and I have a lot of things that I pick up from the books that I read, and I love sharing it with people. So Thrive book, or the book by Ariana Huffington, it's actually full of information, but not well written. So just in case you want to check, so just check it out if you want to check it out.
The
But
truth's out
yeah.
there.
Yes, I was like, okay, but yeah, but I mean, I always get the good stuff, so yeah, it's fine. So anyway, going back, so she said that mindfulness is actually connected with meditation, and mindfulness is not just the mind, but actually the whole being of a person. And I agree, because meditation is not just like you said, it's not just breathing in and out, it's not just inhale exhale. Meditation is a very, to be honest, it's a very simple like exercise, and the only requirement is to do nothing, like literally nothing. And I am telling you, girl, it's hard. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard to sit still and not do anything. I think it's something that you only achieve when you practice it.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this episode, ask yourself this: when was the last time you literally did nothing? Like, because being unproductive is different. I mean, you can be unproductive for the entire day, but you keep on watching it. I don't know, YouTube videos, you're browsing nonstop. But that thing is not the same thing as meditating. Or maybe ask yourself, have you tried, just brushing your teeth with a blank mind? And I'm telling you, it's hard.
It is.
Or have you stirred your coffee without minding the next task, or say, without thinking, is my coffee too sweet? Is it too bitter? Is it too hot? Did I turn off the lights before I leave the house? Right? I mean, even the simple task, we are always occupied with a lot of things. It's as if the 24 hours is always not enough. Did you know that meditation can help us to be more productive, and it gives us presence of mind? And when you meditate, you will notice that there's a change in your mood. You become more patient, you're less grumpy, and I think it's because you're also relaxed in a way. And according to studies, meditation changes your brain, and so your mood and overall outlook in life changes. And when I started practicing that in 2017, I also realized that it's changing me. That's why I start loving yoga, the practice of yoga, and then I started breathing in and out, and it helped me in a lot of. There were some instances, a lot of instances in the past, because 2018 was a very chaotic year for me. It was the year when my mom died, so the family was struggling with a lot of things, emotionally, psychologically, and meditation. It was the year that I really truly appreciate meditation, and it was like the year where I said thank you meditation. Oh my
Oh,
god. Yeah,
I
because
can imagine.
just imagine this. We are in the middle of the emergency room, and you're trying not to panic because you need your presence of mind. And that was the very moment that I realized, you know what, meditation really helped me, because otherwise my blood pressure will go up. I cannot think clearly. I cannot decide what to do next. So it's like you're in a very chaotic situation, but then you go meditate, even just for like 5 minutes. It's
Yeah,
gonna change you. Yeah, you can handle things better. It's like gearing up and, okay, let's do this. That
mm,
is meditation for me. So yeah.
yeah. I really like what you said about the way you meditate, and I'm so sorry to hear about your
Mm,
mom passing in that year. And the thing is, you were steered towards meditation, and I
yes.
love how you handled that, and you use that as an opportunity as a tool to help you, keep your sanity and get through that hard time and a difficult
Mm,
moment. And it reminds me of just two words: be still.
mm,
Right? It's about not doing anything, but at the same time, it's doing something.
mhm.
It's not being like you said, without keeping your mind occupied, where you are focused. And for me, I think that's why I'm saying that meditation can be different for everyone, and it
Yeah.
varies from person to person, because maybe some persons can meditate better with music, some persons meditate better without, some persons meditate in the morning, some persons do it at night, or bang in the middle of the day. There's no such
Mhm.
thing as there's a particular timing for meditation. And yes, it always helps to keep your mind calm and peaceful, but it also comes with practice, because you can get
Yes.
impatient. And when that happens, you'll just be like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I
Yeah.
don't care what meditation is. Bye. I'm
Actually,
done.
the
Hello, anxiety. Hello, worries. Come to me.
Actually, that happened when I was starting to do this, because I read a book, right, and I was like, okay, 2 minutes is not bad. Let me try this. And I was like, I set my timer in 2 minutes, and I was like, okay. I closed my eyes, and I was like breathing in, breathing out, and then after I don't know, after some time, I opened my eyes. I was like, is it already 2 minutes yet? I was like, no, girl, it's just 30 seconds. I was like, what? It was like,
Whoa.
it's because I think the purpose of meditating was wrong. When I was trying it, the reason why I'm doing meditation is because I want to prove to myself that, you know what, meditation is so easy. I can do this. If anyone can do this, I can too. But
Yeah.
that's the problem. That's not how meditation works. You have to be still, like you said, you have to do nothing, but at the same time you have to be connected to yourself. So,
Yes.
and I agree, a form of meditation, it can be running, it can be yoga, it can be gardening. As long as you
Yes.
are focused and your mind is fully present with what you're doing, you are connected to yourself. And that, to be honest, is something that you, again, that's what you will hear from this episode. You have to practice it, because a lot of people, let's admit this, is not connected to their self, to their inner self, because they say that, what, are you crazy, what, are you too emotional? No, being tough is actually being connected to the roots of your personality.
Yes.
And it's a hard thing. You have to face yourself and discover yourself. And know yourself better. It's more than, yeah, I know myself. I'm a very jolly person. I'm a very smiley face. I'm a positive thinker. No, it's beyond that. There's something deeper than that. And when you do meditation, when you practice meditation, you realize that there are so many things that you don't know about yourself. And at some point, I think it was also last year, I was meditating. I was just in this room. I was just in this room. I just had my workout, and then I just had my 5 minute practice. And I don't know, for some reason on that day I was so emotional because I suddenly remembered my mom, and I was like, suddenly I was crying. I was crying, and I was like, to actually acknowledge the feeling of that moment. And I was actually acknowledging the weakness of myself and my body and everything going on around me. It was like, oh my gosh, I need this. I was like, I'm breathing normally, but I need, I don't know, to breathe,
Yes.
quote unquote. I need to breathe. Like, I have to breathe. I don't know how to say it, but it's like I'm gasping for something. That's the feeling. And then after I did the meditation, I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yes.
I can do this. I can be better. Yeah, so yeah, right now I'm being, I'm being emotional. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
Roma.
Yeah, I think meditation takes you to a different level of yourself. And
I agree.
when you acknowledge it, when you are in tune with yourself, you become stronger. Okay, let's go to a more, physical manifestation of meditation. So I do a lot of strength training, right, in
Yeah.
2019. I'm not doing it now because I'm not going to the gym lately because of the
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah. I
But
know. Thank you, COVID, for nothing.
I know, when I experience like physical pain, I don't take medications. I let my body heal. And part of that is, for me, is meditation. Like, for example, something is aching, for example. I try to, in yoga and Pilates, we
Mm,
try to figure out where and
yes.
why is it hurting. We're trying to see
Yeah.
the root cause of the muscle pain. And you
Yes.
can do that when you try to inhale and exhale, and again you become in tune with your body and you meditate. It's like you're talking to your body, like, why are you aching? What's wrong with you? Did I work you too much? Did we overwork this time? So it's like,
Yeah.
when there's physical pain, meditation can also help. For
Yeah.
some reason, I don't know how you can explain it. I don't know how science can explain it, but I think my only answer is that the mind is very powerful, that it can say that it's okay.
Yeah.
And you can suddenly, like, I don't know, improve things by meditating. So for me, meditating is part of my day. Before I sleep, for me, before I sleep or while reading, I have this habit. Like, for example, before I sleep, I check because I'm using a fitness tracker, and
Okay.
you can see your resting heart rate. So when I see that my resting heart rate is higher than the usual, I set 2 to 3 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes if I have more time. Then I just breathe in and out, and then I think of nothing. For me, when I think of nothing, I focus on, it's either a brick wall, a red brick wall, or the waves. The picture that I always have in my mind is when we were in Geneva. I was standing in
Okay.
Lake Geneva. I was standing there, and I can see the waves of the water coming back to me and the sound of it. So even if I'm not
Wow.
hearing anything, if I don't have any music around me, if I wanted to relax, or if I'm trying to remind myself to, okay, just relax, just breathe, I close my eyes and I go back to that picture, because that moment was the most calming moment that I've experienced.
Yeah.
Standing there, just doing nothing, appreciating nature. It's like the waves are coming back to me, and like, I love the sound of the waves, and I'm like, that is how I meditate.
Wow. And I really love your description about the waves because that
Yes.
it takes you back to that moment. And sometimes that's what meditation is, taking you back to a memory of calmness and peace and
Mm-hmm.
reminding you of comfort. So, you sharing about your lake moment takes me back to the time when I used to go and hang out in the beach. So, I spent a good number of years in Chennai because I grew up there. I did my schooling there, my college, and my first few years of work experience. And I would get away to the beach, the feeling of the sand between my toes,
Yeah.
the sound of the sea, the waves crashing into the shore and receding back, the calmness that I received at that moment. And as you were relating about your experience, I literally went there. I was like, whoa. I felt a sudden surge of calmness and peace because I associate the beach with that. And that's why I always feel like I'm going to be a beach baby forever. And I'm like, why am I living near the mountains? Well, the mountains have their own peace. After
Yes.
moving here, experiencing them, the breeze and the
Mm-hmm.
temperature here, it's really different from the humidity near the seashore. But I don't think I'm ever going to feel that gritty sand between my
Yeah.
toes and the salty air. I mean, I don't even think people are going to understand salty air if I say that here,
I know, but
And that just
that's
all adds up to the
yes.
meditation experience, inviting that sense of calmness, inviting that
Mm-hmm.
sense of peace. And then you suddenly feel the salty air in the sea
Mm-hmm.
breeze and the sea breeze in your hair and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, that's also the challenge. It's because I've been a city girl all my life. And Singapore is a very modern city. So if you live, I think most of you guys who are listening here right now can actually relate to me that, when you live in a city, the life is busy, you go to work, a lot of gadgets, a lot of social media. I mean, those things are good, but sometimes you get too overwhelmed, and we need to stop. If you have a lot of things in your plate, that's actually counterproductive. Like, you do a lot of multitasking, especially if you're a very busy person. Most of the big bosses or the CEOs, the COOs, the financial people, they do meditate because they know how hectic their schedule can be, and they need to have sharper minds when they make a decision. That's why they do meditation. It's because it makes you think better. It's like we're marketing meditation bit, but the reality here is it's really working. I don't know. I mean, before I had my doubts with it, but when I started practicing it, and the thing is, when you practice again, you should be very open to the you should
Yes.
be very open to the practice. It's like yoga. You just can't do it because you want to do the pose, because that's not yoga. Yoga is not just about the poses or the asanas. Yoga is being in tune with your body. So it's like,
Yeah.
putting off your pride that, okay, I cannot do this pose. Okay, I cannot do it the way she does it. So that's the thing. And again, meditation, just like any other thing, just like your journey, it's very personal to you. What happens during your meditation, it's fine. It leaves you when you leave the room. It stay
Yes.
there. It happened there. And that's it. Then you move forward.
And also brings me to one of my thoughts on meditation is what you said about being open-minded. You should be open-minded because just because one form of meditation didn't work out for you does not mean that all meditation doesn't work for you. So
Yeah.
find what works for you. I know a friend of mine who does meditation with painting. And
Yeah.
if that gives you peace and release and something that makes you more aware of who you are, that's brilliant. So find what works for you. It doesn't have to necessarily be, uh, you know, meditating on Bible verses or yoga or going to the beach or going to the hilltop. It doesn't have to be that. It could be listening to music, chilling out, zoning out, coming back, like zoning in. I mean, what works for you? What brings
Mm.
peace and comfort to you and calmness? I think
Yeah.
that is why, like you spoke about a lot of CEOs, COOs, and business
Mhm.
people, people who are successful, let's say, really invest in themselves through meditation because it gives them clarity of thought. It gives them a sense of direction. Because the days when I don't meditate, I'm all over the place. I'm cranky. I'm a hot mess. I feel like I'm hangry all the time. But meditation really sets perspective. And it also helps me to be more loving and forgiving towards myself and others. And that was one of the biggest benefits that I have from meditation.
And also, I'm a very, like, for me, I understand that when I hear myself, I was like, why am I so loud? Why am I speaking like this? Okay, I should meditate. There's something wrong with me. Because they say,
your body gives you cues, right?
Yes,
like something's happening, you need to calm down, you need to meditate.
And you have to be in tune with your body in order to actually realize that I think there is something wrong. Something is not right. I am not aligned. So let me just have this, give me 5 minutes and I'm going to align myself. That is meditation. I hope that if you are not a non-believer or if you're not trying to practice meditation, just, begin with 2 minutes in a day. It starts there. I started with 2 minutes. And if you're struggling at first, it's part of the journey. It's part of the process. Just continue with it. And I think it also, there will be the right time. There is such thing as right timing. So when that right time comes, just embrace it. Just be open-minded. Just be open to the idea of what meditation can bring to you. It's going to do you good. And you don't have to pay anything. Yeah, in closing, what would you like to leave to our listeners?
All right. So meditation is a huge topic. It is a very deep topic, but do not be afraid to approach it. My hottest tip for meditation is to just start with 1 or 2 questions. Who am I? Or whose am I? Or what am I doing here? It could be anything. You just start there and then go with the flow. Don't be afraid to dig deeper. Face your fears, face your trauma, face the good things, face the bad things. And before you know it, you're going to be needing more time with yourself. You can always call it me time if you don't want to call it meditation, because you are just becoming the best version of yourself in your stillness and in your quietness.
That is so true. Thank you for that, Patricia. Well, for me, to all our listeners, if you feel that your life is in a chaotic space right now, or you're in a very chaotic moment, just stop, breathe, and look around, because life is changing so fast, and sometimes we just have to take a break, rest our body, rest our mind and soul in order to move forward. So there.
It's always about moving forward. I love what you said, Roma.
Yes. So there goes our 3rd episode. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Meditation. Wow. Good topic. So
thank you, Roma, for having me.
Thank you, Patricia. And thank you for joining us today. And let us know your thoughts on this episode. Send us your message or comment to our post, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please follow Patricia
at Broken.Barriers on Instagram, Broken Barriers Fitness Studio on Facebook, broken.barriers.fitness@gmail.com for the email.
All right. And of course, the Roma Miclat Show is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor.fm. And you can follow my official account on Facebook and Instagram. Just look for @the Roma Miclat Show. And there you go. Thank you. And we hope you have a great week. And until our next episode, bye.
Bye.